Welcome to Music, Sports, and Politics. I got my brother, man, DEEZYMIACI in the building.
Yes, sir. What up, though? I appreciate you having me.
I appreciate you
Music,
coming.
sports, and politics. I finally said it right because I keep saying money, sports, and politics. But you know we gotta get the money, so that's important too. But yeah, man, I'm honored to be on the couch. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I mean, sometimes I don't feel like we support our people enough. You got this going on. Next day, you know, you could be the hottest shit in the world 6 months from now, and then the same people that been around you every day, oh man, we gotta get one, let's sit down, when they can be rocking with you from day one.
What did you think is the reason why us as people cannot work together or don't support each other as powerful
I feel
as we
like,
should?
honestly, man, I don't like making everything about race, you know what I mean? Because I feel like it's good people in all walks of life, all races, good white people, Chinese, Hispanic people, black people, but it's bad in all of them too. I feel like one of our flaws as people, blacks, I feel like we genetically scarred, and I don't know if it's from being conditioned hundreds and hundreds of years ago. I don't know if you're familiar with the Willie Lynch theory, you know what I mean? Turn the old against the young, turn the man against the woman, and you still see the effects of that to this day. You got a bunch of these women that scream, independent, I don't need a dude for nothing. You got young dudes that look at older guys and be like, I ain't effing with them old, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Man, you are old, you washed up, you know what I'm saying? And then they make the older guys be like, you lived, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, without us even realizing it, we just feeding into that Willie Lynch theory, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of conditioning, you know what I mean? And so even when you are trying to do something positive, if you try to get some young dudes to do something positive and they rebelling against you, it's gonna only be a matter of time before you be like, man, fuck y'all, you know what I'm saying? And then you still feeding into it. But as a man, you ain't gonna accept, you know what I'm saying, they disrespect. And that's pride though, you know what I'm saying? Pride is like the downfall of most men. Black people, I feel like we got the most pride out of everybody because we really came from nothing and not having nothing. And the only thing we could have was pride, you know what I'm saying? But that pride is the downfall of everything, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Too much pride, you just headed for self-destruction, you know what I mean?
Let me back you up. Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's a system that's trying to provide? Because, you know, if they separate how it is now, the young and the old, to where the old don't want to mess with the young, it's like a division in growth, because the old that been through what the young going through, like nowadays, they not listening. Most of them. I ain't gonna say I'll do. Basically, what I'm asking is, do you think it's something, the music or something that's making it turn like that, or do you think it's just us as conditioning?
I feel like it's a thorough conditioning. I don't even blame the system no more because we got access to so much information now that people 50 years old, 60 years old, they didn't have access to the same information that we got access to today. So now we know better. Literally, this stuff that you can look up, you can Google. So I know about the Willie Lynch theory. I know about this. I know about that. You might know about it. This person might know about it. But it's not about having the knowledge. It's really about applying it. And I feel like if we being technical, black people are lost cause. And that's just my honest, real opinion. You know, so I study Marcus Garvey. I love Farrakhan. I study Malcolm X. These people literally put their lives on the line trying to uplift us as a people. And you still have some people that say, man, I don't mess with no Farrakhan. It's like, how could you not mess with Farrakhan if you black? And it has nothing to do with him being the Muslim, because he doesn't even push that part on nobody. He talking about black, you know what I'm saying? And if somebody like that can't get through to you, I don't feel like nobody can. So I just feel like my way of going about it is, whoever you can directly influence, get them that information. You know what I'm saying?
If a person who don't understand history listen to Farrakhan, they're not gonna understand what he's saying. So basically, do you think our people don't have the knowledge to understand what he's saying is why they not following behind him?
I think it's various reasons why some people don't take heed to his message. Some people can't understand. Now, one thing, who you get the information from is very important. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you young, your mama gonna give you the realest game than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Your mama gonna be the one to tell you these not your real friends and this, that, and the other. And you might not even understand it at that time because you don't look at your mama as cool. Black people, one thing that we contribute to society is the cool. And so we like getting stuff from information that we feel is cool. Like, for example, if you go outside and the OG on your block tell you the same thing your mama saying, you probably gonna receive it more from him because it's coming from him and not your mama, even though your mama tell you the exact same thing. So I feel like one thing Farrakhan recognizes is that, you know what I'm saying? What he do is he attach himself to rappers and stuff like that because he know that the music is the most influential to us as a people. So what he do, he get these rappers to push his message for him. And I feel like sometimes it fall on deaf ears, sometimes it don't. But one thing I learned is that, man, at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, whoever is ready to receive a message is going to receive it. And if you're not ready to receive it, it's nothing that nobody can do to make you receive it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get it in due time. But you can't save everybody. That's what I feel like people got to really understand. You can't save everybody. Everybody don't want to be saved.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as, let me say, Farrakhan tying with the music, it's kind of like a smart thing because, like you say, it's the most powerful thing.
Right.
But the youngsters, in order, let me ask you this. Do you think that's the powerful way to reach youngsters? What is the powerful way, as you think, as your opinion? For
today, in today's time, because it's constant evolution going on. Today is social media. People on their phones all day. So if you can find a way to feed somebody any information that you want to feed them, you're going to have to feed it through social media because that's where the masses getting the most of their information from.
You didn't live through two eras of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Do you think the game has, not the game, as people towards each other changed as niggas, or you think it's been snake how it is always?
That's a good question. I mean, you can look through history and see that disloyalty, deceitfulness, snakes, that's been going on. Like it's movies about it. From New Jack City to Juice to, you know what I'm saying? Even with Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? With his ultimate demise. It's been going on. I feel like now everything being more information and put right in our face so you're able to look at it and see it in real time as opposed to hearing about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's been going on, but I definitely feel like now integrity, morals, and principles is lost. Like, period. That's why I got a tattoo right here on my face. I know you can't zoom in to see this, but it's like morals over money. Because now the only thing that people care about, young people, black people, is money. You could be a rat and you got money, they gonna overlook it. They gonna still stand right by you. It's about money. You know what I'm saying? You could be the lamest, weakest person in the room, but if you got money, it's more followers than leaders, and they're gonna follow behind you. It's about money now, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like morals, integrity, and principles, that's damn near extinct now. Loyalty, it's just the word, you know what I'm saying? It's just the word. I don't feel like people got loyalty how they used to have it, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something that's this close to being extinct.
Yeah, because everything is about money.
Everything about money. But if I always tell people, like, one of the terms that I always hated is money over everything. Like that slogan, money over. If you say money over everything, because everything means everything. So you saying money over family, you saying money over God. I'm saying it, and I'm not even the most religious person, but I'm saying, like, you saying money over God, over spirituality. You saying money over family. You saying money over loyalty. That's really crazy, and people really take that serious and really move like that. If you chasing money, you will never be 100% happy because there's always another dollar to get. You know what I'm saying? To a person that got $100 billion, $1 million ain't nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's always another dollar to give.
Yeah, it will keep going.
So
who goes? I mean, money. I know people that live their life like that.
right.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna say this: the movie 211 that you put me on.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's basically it's what it's saying. A person. What was they saying in there?
When he had the hat,
Yeah.
it's loyalty over money.
No, money over loyalty.
Oh yeah,
It was
you
money
right.
over
money
loyalty.
over loyalty.
That's
He
what
had
it
the
was.
car.
He had the hat in the car, and the nigga looked at the hat and said, "Man, that's crazy, bro. Money over loyalty." You know what I mean?
You don't think nothing wrong with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he said, and that's how people living now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Just think when PPP was going on, bro, and it was a bunch of people who was getting money. Nothing against schemers. I have nothing against schemers. You feel me? However you get your money, you get your money.
Right.
But the problem to me was the street niggas that's living on the blocks every day started listening to the schemers who never walked a day in them shoes.
Don't got a hustle bone in their body.
Don't got a hustle bone in their body.
For
And
sure.
it's getting them fucked up and killed.
Right.
They listening to a nigga behind a computer that's typing keys and they out here trying to, I don't know, and they listening to them. That shit was just fucking me up and you'll be saying, why is you following them? But let me ask you this before we change the subject. I don't want to go too far off. Actually, I was thinking,
Right.
what do you think about reparations?
Like that, like Native Americans get, because you know Native Americans they've been getting reparations. So you saying, do I think blacks we should get reparations? Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question. To be totally honest with you, of course I want some money. You know what I'm saying? I'd be a fool to lie to you and say I wouldn't want some money. You know what I mean? I want some money if I can get some money. Even though you mentioned the PPP era and stuff like that and the pandemic and all that, when people was getting the stimulus and all that, I never even got a stimulus, you know what I'm saying? But as far as reparations go, do I feel like we deserve reparations? Man, no. The reason why I say that is because we've been handicapped as a people to feel like the government owe us. And that's why if you go to cities where government assistance is real high, like Detroit, for example, where I'm from, like, you know, out here in Texas, it's not super easy to get food stamps. In Detroit, it's very easy to get food stamps. It's very easy to get housing. And so what that do is handicap people. It makes people have no ambition, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody that live in a 3-bedroom townhouse, $800 in food stamps a month. And then you got places that cook food in Detroit that you could take a bridge card, a food stamp card to. You know what I'm saying? Go get you some chicken and shrimp. These people feel like they don't have no type of ambition because they're living off of the government. And so I feel like they handicap people. When you see people fighting at welfare offices and food stamp lines and all that type of stuff, feeling like, oh, the government, man, they cut my food stamps off and they did this. And, man, the government don't owe you. Just because you a broke freak and you choosing to have kids, the government don't owe you $1,200 a month. So I'm saying that to say this. To the people that need assistance, I feel like they should have assistance. Need assistance. You've been in a real horrible accident. You an old woman in real life, and you worked your whole life, and you paid your debt to society as a human. You know what I mean? But as far as just feeling like we should get this, somebody owe us, I feel like the mentality of feeling like somebody owe you leads to like dependency. And it'll kill your hustler ambition. That's what I feel.
Okay, on the rep, you first we say this, because we had this conversation earlier today in here. It's crazy. We had this conversation earlier today, and a person was saying that he feel like you, basically exactly like you, like it handicaps. Then you got people like me, and Chad was in here like, man, you know, my mama got 6 kids by herself. You know, we was happy when WIC came around. They saved us for like 2 weeks in a month. You feel me? Because it's some of us that needed it. So when we was saying that, we was talking about that earlier. But do I understand the handicap? Yes. But sometimes, now you have some people that probably been on welfare for goddamn 20 years.
Right.
You feel me? Not that I understand.
Let me stop you right there.
Uh-huh.
Let me stop you right there.
Go ahead.
I know you said you was having a conversation with somebody earlier and they was saying how they might had 6 kids, right?
Nah, my mama had 6 kids.
All right, my mama got 6 kids. My mama got 3 boys and 3 girls. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in Detroit. We had Focus Hope. There's government assistance. We had the WIC. We had food stamps, right? Yeah. But even though my mama got government assistance, I see what it did. Again, ain't nobody, and mama ain't talking about you, so don't look at the camera. But nah, I'm saying like, I feel like as a people, there's something that need to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? Baby mama, baby daddy situations, it's never good. Like, meaning that if you ain't even got a family foundation set up, meaning you're not even married yet, even though people get divorced, but if you're not married to somebody, you shouldn't even be having kids. Cause you ain't even stable, you ain't got a solid foundation yet. And I feel like a lot of kids are being born not even out of love. A lot of people, parents never was together in the whole first place ever. So you birthed this child as a baby mama, and now you do need the support. But I feel like if you set your foundation up the right way, a lot of the stuff that single parents go through, you really wouldn't go through. So again, ain't nobody telling nobody, if you know you ain't got your life in order, you ain't financially secure and financially stable, you shouldn't really be bringing multiple lives in the world. That's just my personal opinion. Everybody's situation different. And I'm not speaking to no women that was taken advantage of. I'm not speaking to a widow woman who had a husband who died in the military, or I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that go out here and consciously make decisions to have multiple kids, knowing that they really can't even take care of themselves. Having one child is one thing, having 2 kids, but you talking about people with 10 kids out here.
Yeah.
You ain't got yourself together. You steady bringing life in the world, and you feel like the government owe you, so it's breeding losers.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And that's just my opinion.
No, I mean, to a point, when it get to a point to where you having so many, and it's like, okay, you've been on welfare or whatever, government assistance for over 10, 15 years, and nothing prospering. Yeah, you gonna be like, you know, but goddamn, these people owe us, bro. God damn it. I ain't gonna say they owe us. Let me say that. The reparations, the reason why I said reparations, yes, they might not give it to us, but this land is ours.
But, okay, you saying this land is ours. This the thing. It's certain ways that we can acquire land that really don't even cost a lot of money, but a lot of people don't have the information, and they not hip enough to even go get the information. Like, for example, one of the terms to say, like, if you want to hide something, somebody put it in the book. Man, there's so much information out here about how to acquire land. I was talking to my boy Pig literally a few weeks ago, Hardy Boy Pig. I'm talking to Pig. He got a lot over there in 5th Ward, and he was over there cutting the grass and stuff. He was like, oh yeah, you just got to do this, this, and this. You have to take care of the land, put you a fence up, do this, claim the land, go about doing this. And you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's you saying they owe us.
Yeah.
It's not that they don't owe us, but you don't deserve something if you're not applying yourself to try to get it. Like, don't nobody owe you just because you black. Like, nah. If you doing the right steps and the right stuff, then you deserve to get what you grinded for. But I don't feel like somebody owe you just because you black. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say just because you black, but at the same time, if this is our land, I ain't gonna say this our land. I ain't gonna say our land.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna say our land,
right.
But who was here first? This is what I'm saying. I don't want to take it no
The
race
natives
thing.
was here first, and the natives, they get reparations. Native American people get, that's why they got their reservations and stuff.
You don't think we the natives?
No. You said, do I think we the natives?
You don't think that we the natives?
No.
Why you don't think we the natives?
Because I was working with a guy,
Uh-huh.
like, I don't know if you ever spoke with a real native person, you know what I'm saying, from a tribe. Well, I worked with a couple. I worked with a dude. They're totally different than us, you know what I'm saying? They're totally different than us, and that's why when you have black people, they be screaming that they're Indian. It's like, if you, now it's possible that some people could have Indian lineage, but a lot of it's African lineage. And I feel like black people, we so out of touch with our real roots that we just cling to whatever, you know? And so some people want to say, oh, it's Indian in my blood. Some people want to say it's African, you know what I'm saying? When we really just are lost people, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, this tattoo right here is a tattoo right here, right?
Uh-huh.
A lot of black people don't even know what this flag is right here. This is the flag for black people, you know what I'm saying? It's red for the blood we shed, black, and then it's a gold sword with a gold reef. This the national black flag. Most people don't even know that. And so I feel like we not natives. So like, that's just what it is. We don't speak their language, and you can't name, I guarantee you can go up to Mara and tell every black person that you see in your city, I'll give you $1,000 right now if you can say 10 Native American words. They ain't gonna be able to get the money. So no, we not natives.
Yeah, but we speak English.
No, I'm saying native tongue.
Yeah, but
English is European language.
that's what we talk because they conquered. I ain't gonna say us because we don't know where we from. We are the biggest secret in the world. The people, us black people.
But why is that?
Because, I mean, like, okay, everybody is from Africa. I think everybody, I just found somebody in Florida, though. They're supposed to have been older, they say. But I think everybody is from Africa, but we all different. When you put an African, I ain't gonna call it African American because of the fact I have a homeboy that's white, that's from Africa, that moved here, and he white. He's an African.
Yeah, if you was born here, you're a black American, technically. But I'm this.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you put an African, I understand you have Ethiopian that look totally different, but when you put an African compared to a black American, they two totally different people. The hair texture is different. I mean, everything is different. And then I tell people this, that mostly when you go to the oldest person in your family, might be false, might be not, they gonna say you have Indian. The average people not.
Yeah, a certain class of black people. I feel like, yeah, I grew up, but once I feel like you get certain information, you realize the stupidity of that. Because if you ever really talk to a real Indian person, you gonna realize you don't even look like them, like literally. Hispanic people are more Indian than a black person, a black American. I talked to a dude from Africa, like seriously, like for a few hours one time. I was filming something, and the security guard at the building, he was African. You know what I'm saying? And I asked him, I was like, "Hey, is it true that Africans don't like, black people over here? Is that true?" Because he was like, "That's not necessarily true," but he was like, "How can we treat anybody like our brothers and sisters when y'all laugh at us, call us African booty scratchers, laugh at our accents and all this when y'all got an accent to us?" But he was like, blacks, period, including in Africa. He was like, we're so divided as a people because he was like, in Africa, there's hundreds of languages, hundreds. And he was like, they're totally different. So you can be right here in this tribe speaking Igbo, right? And go 3 miles, they're speaking Yoruba. And then you go 3 miles, they're speaking Swahili. So we can never even get on the same page because we don't even have the same language. He was like, so don't never think that it's just over here in America that it's just so divided. Like, he's like, no, it's really messed up. But I feel like over here, we don't take advantage of the education that we got to get information about our real roots. Like I read Blu-rays, Black Redemption, right? That's Tookie Williams' book, the dude that started the Crips. I read that when I was locked up, and he was saying that like when he was on death row, something that he noticed was the white people hung with the white people. The Hispanics put all their street stuff aside and roll with each other. You know what I'm saying? He like black people was still divided, and we still Crips, we still Bloods. You still from over here, the Bay, wherever, right? We still got all these barriers of division, but he was like, him and the group of his people decided, you know what, we finna study our own language, because the Chinese man in America know that his language is Chinese. A Mexican know that their language is Spanish. So he was like, they took it upon themselves to start learning Swahili, because that is the native tongue of Africa. And he was like, they all took on the Swahili name, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like we lack that over here, you know what I'm saying, as black people. We lack the thirst for information, you know what I'm saying? Because it is a way to trace your roots, it just requires work. But we'll just rather go with, oh, I'm Indian, you know what I'm saying? Instead of really doing some real research and trying to get to the bottom.
I'm gonna ask you your opinion. It's all opinions because we don't know. Where do you think we come from? Do you think so? Do you really believe in the transatlantic slaves trade, or do you think?
I do believe in it.
You think all of us came from the slave trade?
I don't think us, like me and you today, of course not. But our roots, yes, I do. I do. Cause it's like a lot of proof of it. I feel like one thing about me, I'm about proof. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's enough proof to, okay, this is how it happened. These people came from this and that. But I think that's so far gone. I think it's so far gone that we shouldn't even be focused on that today. I think a problem with us is we be focused on stuff that been happened. And at the end of the day, it's not new information, right? So when people be complaining about racism, for example, right? It's like racism been existing. It ain't just start existing. So what does we keep talking about it for? Unless you ready to go shoot up a police station today and blow it up and become a real martyr, what you talking about? Because having a conversation obviously ain't enough if people been talking about it for hundreds of years. Either you gonna do something about it or you gonna adapt and adjust. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, man, it's so easy to adapt and adjust. Now you gotta think it's people like me who've been to prison already. At a young teenage, I spent 5 years in prison, tattoos on my face and everything, but guess what? I still got out, started a business, got jobs, made money, bought cars, homes, and there really ain't no more excuses is what I'm really saying. So I be getting tired of people harping on the same injustice, and this and that. Man, this America. And I done been to different countries. I just came back from Dominican Republic literally in December. You know what I realized when I was over there? We blessed in America. We got options. You can go eat whatever you want to eat in America. You got money, you can go eat anything that you want to eat right now. You're not confined to 1 or 2 or 3 things. You can go eat what you want to eat. You can say what you want to say. You can believe in whatever God you want to believe in. You can start a business. You can go buy 100 guns. It's not like that everywhere else. So I feel like over here, it's just a bunch of crying and complaining. But once you see the bigger picture and you see the world, you'll start looking at stuff from a different perspective than black and white.
But America then robbed everybody. You know what I mean? It done took everything. It done took everything.
Yeah, but we here though. So I'm saying if you here, you blessed. You on the side of the bullies.
Nah.
I'm saying if you here, you on the side of the bullies. Guess how many nuclear bombs been dropped in the history of the world? Only a couple. And guess who was the people that dropped them? Us. So we on the winning team. The people that's on the winning team, really, you never hear a winner complaining. That's the thing. If you watch sports, you never hear somebody complaining about winning. Only losers complain. And that's all life is about, is winners and losers. And I'm not saying bullying is right. I'm not saying that. But in life, you can't look at it as black and white. You got to look at it as winners and losers, pure intention or bad intention. That's it. Everything else is irrelevant. America, we winners. This is real facts. When you go other places, that's when you really see it for what it is. My brother lived in China for 2 years. He was on a missionary, something for his church, trying to take Christianity to China, right? They couldn't get on Google or YouTube. You had to have a private VPN to do that. Everything that we got a question with over here, we Google it. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like we got so much over here that we don't got nothing to complain about. If you complaining, you just want to complain.
I don't know. I can't agree. I ain't traveled enough, but
Right.
but America, I'm happy.
Let me ask you this: you been to prison, right? I've been to prison, but we sitting in your establishment on your platform. That says a lot. Like it's not over with over here. You always got a shot. That's what I'm really saying. I'm saying over here, it's always a shot. When I was just in Dominican Republic, man, you go to the hotel. If you don't got this card put in like a light socket, the electricity don't work. A can of Pringles that's like this big was like $11. You understand what I'm saying? Their resources are very, very, very limited. You don't, it's like over here we spoiled. Like we're just spoiled, that's all. So like the people that complaining just want to complain because you don't really gotta complain. You can literally start a business today doing anything, man. You got homeless people over here that got a bucket and a rag and just wipe people cars down getting more money than somebody overseas in different countries. I'm not saying injustices don't exist, yeah, but I'm saying it's a bunch of more opportunities. It's more opportunities than injustice. That's what I'm really saying over here.
in America.
Yeah, in America, it's way more opportunities. Just think about this. This is your establishment that we in on your camera, and you can do whatever you want to do in here and say whatever you want to say. It's other places they don't got freedom of speech. Literally, you can't even say something that you really think.
Some places, yeah. And some places, I agree to disagree. That's the best way I can put it.
Sure.
We're gonna switch gears a little bit. So we're gonna let the people know where you from. Was you born in Houston?
Detroit, Michigan. This is my whole family from. My mama moved to Houston when I was a teenager, so I'm real familiar with Houston and shit. But no, I'm from the D.
You know, and the D, they music popping a little bit. So let me ask you, what is the difference? Do you see a difference from you being in the music, messing with a bunch of different artists? Let me ask this question first. Do you see a difference that the Houston music can do that's Detroit doing? Do you see something different, or what can you?
Right. So I feel like music, every region, every state had a time. New York had it, Cali had it, Atlanta had it, obviously for a great amount of years. But Houston had two runs. You know what I mean? They had they run when Flip came with their wave, and then I think 2004, 2005 with the whole draped up, dripped out era, and they had the whole world. That's with the Mike Jones and Paul Wall with Grills and so Houston had a spotlight. Right now it's just on the D. You know what I'm saying? It's on Detroit and it's on Memphis. You know what I mean? And I just feel like every region gonna have a time. I feel like it's about what you do when that light do come to your city. How long it's gonna stay is depending on what the artist doing at that time. So I don't really like comparing them because Houston got its own culture, just like every other place. You know what I mean? Like the D, we've been having the Vezos, the Babyface Rays, and Blade Ice. We've been having that. Just like Houston been having the Screwed Up Click, Street Military. You know, and they whole culture that's lucrative. Texas big enough shit where you could be a millionaire and be local.
And it did take a long time for Detroit to blow. Cause Detroit, what rappers came before Eminem? What rappers came out of there that got big?
From the D?
From the D. Motown.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
that ain't
you know,
rap.
yeah, that ain't rap though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
No, for sure, and that's why when you hear, I rock with Eminem tough, but you will hear the new artists of Detroit today, they be saying that this is the first time the real Detroit got a voice. You know what I mean? The same way as Houston, a lot of people be saying the ghetto boys, but I don't personally, and this is my personal opinion, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like they put the Houston culture on the map, the culture of Houston. Man, I done came down swanging, Screwed Up Clip, we sip drinking, rock diamonds. That's not what the ghetto boys was rapping about. Flip in my personal opinion, and me and Lil Kiki had a good conversation about this like in 2015, man. Shout out to Don Key, that's my boy, that's my brother. I rock with him. But I was saying that Flip was the one to us that put that to the world from somebody that's not from Texas. If you go to the mall in Milwaukee or something and you ask them who was the first Houston rapper that put them on, we like our music slow and all, they gonna say Lil Flip. You know what I mean? And that's not to say he started anything. I'm saying he's the one that exposed us to it. It's like if me and you talking right now and I say something to you like, what up, though, my baby? That's Detroit slang. But if I was the first person that you heard say that, you would say, man, DEEZY the one that started that. I didn't start it. I just was the first person to expose you to it. You know what I mean? And I feel like Flip exposed the Houston culture to the mainstream media.
You know, I can't disagree. I mean, honestly, I can't disagree. We're right. I remember I was in the penitentiary and I read a Source magazine. I don't know what football player it was, but when Flip dropped the CD, you know how the Source used to say they riding with him to the store. And that's where he was going. He was telling the Source magazine, little Flip CD dropped, and I think he played for Philly. But that was the first worldwide. You know, they used to always say that, but they accepted Flip. They used to always say that we was slow. Just the music was slow. Just like Detroit, y'all had y'all own style.
Right.
That's it's an awkward style.
Right.
Why do you laugh like that?
Because you saying it's awkward.
I don't mean awkward like
I
awkward.
understand what you're saying, though. It's just different. It's just I'm different than the norm.
You know, it's just like how when I'm particular on music. Like it's bad. I love Houston music, but I don't like the freestyle.
But I'm gonna tell you, the D is two different Detroit eras. See, you got the era now that people think is the Detroit sound. There's actually a blend of a few different things, but it's like everybody pretty much sounding the same. But the Blade Icewood era. So if you ever hear people from Detroit talk, they gonna always say Blade Icewood. You know, if you ever see somebody doing this dance, that's the Blade Icewood dance. You know what I'm saying? Blade Icewood, street legend. In that era, all of them didn't sound the same. You know what I'm saying? Street Lord One, K DEEZY, Tough Tone, Jesse James. All them people didn't sound the same.
You've done a bunch of videos. So about how many artists you think you didn't work with?
Out of around 1,500 videos, I at least said minimum of 500 artists. But artists that made it to a certain level, like a big level, definitely 10 that got signed, like, you know, and made it to what people consider big, about 10.
Out of all your artists that you work with, which one you think you saw come from the farthest from nothing to the most?
Man, honestly, I really only really like dealing with artists that was really in the dirt, you know what I'm saying, coming from nothing. So pretty much all of them, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to like specify and say one name because most of the people that I started doing business with, I never attached to nobody that already had a name. Most of the people that I ever dealt with, they was nowhere near on the level that they got to, you know what I'm saying? And that's not even me taking credit saying I got them to that level, but us working together, it was good chemistry, you know what I'm saying? And definitely, so it's not just one. Pretty much everybody that I really locked in with exclusively, we elevated.
What do you think holds an artist back?
The number one downfall of most artists is not having good listening skills. Because once people get to a certain level at some point, man, people be feeling like, it's like kids, you know, you got kids, I don't got kids, but I'm pretty, so you know, you got kids, man, they gonna always reach that rebellious point where they feel like, man, they know what to do, I got it figured out, no matter how much game you give them, no matter how much you could tell them, I already been your age, you know what I'm saying? When they want to rebel against you, it's the same thing with artists. Our artists always humble in the beginning when they don't got nothing, always. And the moment that they get a little something, you know, people get to smelling themselves, you know what I mean? A lot of artists are really ungrateful, you know what I mean? imagine you got an artist that you believe in. He don't even got a car at this time. Let's say if you get him a 2005 Impala, right? He grateful, he happy. He got an Impala. He don't gotta walk no more. He don't gotta catch the bus no more. Next thing you know, he keep going. Now he got a Bentley, a Lamb truck and stuff. He'll say this, man, that old ass Impala you gave me. Like, damn, but you was walking, you know. So the listening skills, man, I feel like a lot of artists don't know how to listen. You know what I'm saying? When people get a little notoriety, they start feeling like, man, I already know what to do now. You know what I'm saying? But people got to understand the greatest athletes have coaches that they listen to. Floyd Mayweather, he got a coach. LeBron James, he got a coach. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to listen to somebody. And if you ain't a good listener, you're going to run into a brick wall. You know what I mean? And that's life. You don't even got nothing to do with just rapping. You know what I'm saying? If you can't listen to nobody and take some good advice, it's only a matter of time for you fall. And that's the number one problem that I see with artists. The number one.
Got to be coachable.
You got to be coachable. And outside of that, have some humility, be grateful. My thing is this, no listening skills and being ungrateful. And there's tons of ungrateful artists, you know what I'm saying?
Why do you think so many artists is now, it's, you know, back in the Gap when they had, like, I want to call them record labels, but they was more like family things, like basically how Yo Gotti doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, Universal gave Cash Money, what, 30 million?
Mm-hmm.
How much was it, 30 million or something?
Or
like
300 million,
yeah,
I
but
believe.
They not getting,
Or it was 30 or 3 million.
it was 30 or something.
Gotcha.
30 million more. Like artists, and this was back in the Gap.
Mm-hmm.
Why you think artists nowadays don't look at that and push on that, or do you think?
Well, I don't think it's that much. I don't think they passing out money how they was passing out back then, because the music not even as powerful and it don't have no staying power. So if you listen to older music, like for example, Tupac, how long has Tupac been dead? He died in 96. Right? 30 years. So that's almost 30 years, Tupac, right? But if you play Dear Mama today, you just gonna connect. You gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? But if I can name a song that was hot 2 summers ago that nobody care about right now. You know what I'm saying? When I came home from prison, Rich Homie Quan was the hottest artist in the world. And it's like, he came and he went. Shout out to him. No disrespect to him or his craft, but I'm saying music don't even have lasting power no more. So it's not as much money going into it, like, because people see that the return on the investment probably not even, you probably not even gonna get it. Social media, like, people feel like they stars not just because they got social media followers. You know what I'm saying? But do you got real selling power though? If you throw a show, it's 5,000 people coming out spending their money. Probably not. Half of your Instagram followers probably fake. Half of your views probably fake. You know, I just feel like we're in a different climate now, so it's not as much money. Even though it is some money in the game, it's different avenues you got to go about getting it. Nobody just handing you a couple $1 million. Nah.
Like, let me ask you this: like people like J. Cole, right?
Mm-hmm.
J. Cole probably is one of the top selling artists, right? You agree?
I believe so, yeah.
So have you saw somebody listening to J. Cole besides the radio?
I mean, I know people that listen to J. Cole, but it's different type of artists. Music get received different ways, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, most street artists, them the people that you gonna hear playing outside because it's that type of music, you know what I'm saying? When you going out or something, you want to be in a certain vibe, that's what you're gonna be listening to. When you listening to an artist like a Kendrick or a Cole or something, you probably not even an outside type person that's you probably gonna lay back and really soak it in, the information, because that's the people that they catering to. It's just like Currency. You know, Currency, stoner rap, you know what I'm saying? Roll up, smoke, and just vibe. Larry June, you understand what I'm saying? They don't make the type of music that you might see people bumping in the Scat Pack. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can. That was my second question. Like, for them to sell that many records, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole,
because they got real fans. That's another thing.
Yes.
They don't have. So some people get it twisted. They think cause somebody listened to some or it got a certain amount of views, that person got fans. I'm saying like you got to think it's songs that get played at the club that is the most club played song, like the most played song in the club. But that don't mean you got a fan. A fan is somebody that really connect with you. You know what I'm saying? And love you. Your fans is your fans. And that's why some artists that it don't matter when they drop, they got their fans. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think of certain Houston artists, right? Somebody like a J-Dog, Cal Wayne, Bleeder, people like that, they got their fans. Now they might not have millions of fans like a Lil Wayne and them like that, but they have their people that every single time they put something out, they people gonna connect to it. That's more important than having 20 million for the moment wave riders, because it's like sports. You got Lakers fans, you got Boston Celtics fans, but is it real Cavaliers fans? Is it real Golden State fans? Nah, y'all was just, there was the popular teams at the time.
No, they got real fans that's from there.
I ain't talking about them.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Outside of that, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying in the city that where you from Houston, right? How we a Golden State fan? Now, if you like Steph Curry, you like Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm saying realistically, it just be a bunch of bandwagoning going on what's popular. So right now, let's say the dude, Boss Man D-Lo, that everybody supposed to be liking. It's just the most popular shit right now.
I can't lie, bro. Hold up. Me say this. I'm one of the most critical person about music. I'm finna say this. Hey, listen to me. Wait a minute. We riding, man. And they always be telling me the new music. Hey, listen to this. So they cut them on. I can't lie, bro. I don't know if he jam or not.
You just feeling it.
He
right
be
now.
saying some shit.
No, dig what I'm saying. Dig what I'm saying. You just feeling it right now. I'm gonna tell you what else that everybody was feeling at a point of time. Man, I got this swag. My head match in my bed. Swag surfing.
Yeah, swag. Okay. Yeah,
I'm
but
saying
that was a club, though.
Hold on. I'm saying that to say this. You got how you feel in the moment, and you got what's across the board, right? So it's like clothes. Mm-hmm. You got trendy stuff, which is the Platinum Fubu, Iceberg. It's trendy. This is what's going on right now. This is what we doing right now. And then you got the timeless things, right? Like polo, not the big horse polo, just the regular Ralph Lauren. That's timeless right there. And everything not timeless. Sometimes it's just a moment. That's why when you look at certain pictures of yourself from back in the day, you be like, damn, I was wearing this. You understand what I'm saying? Like I was wearing this because that was the trendy part. But you would never feel like that about yourself in a white t-shirt or a navy blazer or a regular polo shirt. You would never feel like I was wearing that. You only gonna feel like that when it's the trend. And I'm saying music is like that too. I'm saying it's artists like right now. The man is Boss Man D-Lo. Today. 2 weeks from now, we don't know who it's gonna be. And there's several artists that you can name like that. I'm not singling him out. I'm just saying over the course of hip hop history, it's artists that come and go, and then it's artists that stay.
So who is the artist right now that you think that is given? Do you think it's an artist now that's giving timeless music?
That came out in the last how many years?
Shit. I'm gonna say in the last 3-4 years. I'm gonna say 4 years.
Okay, 3-4 years. So that's not including Drake and Future and all them.
No.
So you said right now, you talking about rapping or in general?
Rapping. I mean, rapping, singing. Rapping just not rapping. Not people singing.
Yeah. It's some people that sing. You know what I'm saying? Like Tim's, like girls like that, Summer Walker, people like that for sure. Like SZA, definitely.
No, I'm talking about like how you said Tupac earlier.
Yeah. No, they got like a timeless type sound. But as far as rap right now, in my personal opinion, I don't see nobody with that in the last 3 or 4 years. I just don't see it because ain't nobody making nothing that make you think. It's just about how you feel in the moment. But attention span of people is so short. Like, you feeling how you feeling right now, but you might ain't be feeling how you feeling in 2 weeks.
I agree with you.
You know, and that's just the time that we in. I don't know if it's social media. It's like everything is just trendy. Even when it comes to cars, just think about this. Scat Packs. You know what I'm saying? A Hellcat. I'm not saying that it ain't a good vehicle, but really it's trendy. It's same thing with guns. A Draco. That's the popular gun of the time, but it ain't the best gun though. You know what I'm saying? It's popular. I think people gotta start separating popularity from authenticity. Like, I think that's where the line kind of is getting blurred now. You know what I mean? Everything is so trendy. The music right now, rapping wise, and I could be skipping over, because it ain't like I just listen to every rapper, but mainstream, I don't see artists that in the last 3-4 years that have real staying power that we gonna be listening to a certain song 25 years from now. Like, I just don't see it.
What about Future?
Future is before this 3-4 year mark.
I can dig it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked it.
So who is the last person that you think is
the last
artist?
person is Drake. And then Drake, Future, that class of people. Drake, Future, Nicki Minaj, Kendrick Lamar, like that class of artists right there. Mm-hmm. They produce some timeless stuff. And Future, I ain't gonna lie, you brought up Future, I gotta tip my hat to him. I didn't think he would have this type of staying power, but the people that he came up under, Dungeon Family, these real musically inclined people, so it's not surprising.
Future got some party, he a party person to me.
But Future is a vibe. That's the thing. It's a vibe. Like, that's why, you know, when Future was first coming out, and some people was like, man, you don't even understand what he's saying. It's just jam. Because he a vibe, just like a Young Thug. A vibe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a feeling when you listen to them. It's not really, oh, he's saying the most hella shit. Nah, it's just a vibe. Like, and that matters, you know what I'm saying? Because music is a feeling, it's more than words.
I think that's what makes it stick. Like, like when you were saying earlier, even about J. Cole, when you said like a person listening to J. Cole, you sit back and you absorb the information.
Right.
And I think that's why we can't listen to J. Cole, because J. Cole, a bunch of us don't understand it. You gotta absorb information. And music that got to the point now to where I always talk to him about it. I don't want to bring race in it, but it was to a point to where you just could say your Rollie and your Cuban and you can make a hit. Mm-hmm. And that was a bad thing. It was a bad thing because of the fact it brought other people that never walked off the porch to be hip-hop stars. Like, you got Xanax. Remember the little dude? Lil Xan.
I never heard his music.
I never heard his music either, but you know what I mean? He was a big artist. He was a big artist. Yeah,
because rap became a mockery at some point. This why I really stepped away from rapping. You know what I'm saying? My whole life, some people know this, some don't. You know what I'm saying? My life divided into 2 parts. Before prison and after prison, right? So after prison, I'm known as Miyaki, which is something I made up in prison. Miyaki, the dude that shoot videos, and like that's what people know me from. When I came way more popular because of social media. But then my life before prison, I never touched the camera, never thought about shooting a video or nothing. Gang member and rap, that was my life, right? So I only wanted to be a rapper. But I wanted to be a rapper because when I was growing up, you had to be good, or you strive to be good at rapping. Like, that was the thing. You wanted to be nice. You wanted somebody to say you was cold. When I was in prison, we used to go to Talim and rap, you know, every week. You trying to come with your hardest verse. In Texas prison, you want to be known as one of the hardest people on the unit rapping. You want to be in that argument. You know what I'm saying? That's how I came up. But at some point, I don't know when this happened, but it got to the point where rappers ain't even really about being good at rap no more. You got more people rapping saying, I ain't no rapper. I ain't no rapper. Why is you rapping then? I ain't no rap nigga. Why you rapping then? You know what I'm saying? That's like an NBA player, somebody really going to the NBA, like, I ain't no hooper. Why are you hooping then? Yeah. And I feel like rap just became a mockery, and it became just something that people want to do to be popular, like because they feel like it's cool.
Yeah.
And it's people that I know that never rapped in their life that just easy. Write me a song.
Do you think that hurt the rap or helped it?
I think it hurt it. I think people don't take it serious like that. So we were just talking about when you said them passing out $30 million to Cash Money and all that. That's why people not passing out their money, because they know it's a clown show essentially. And there ain't no disrespect to no artist that's taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some artists that are serious and really trying to get to a certain level and really putting their blood, sweat, and tears into their craft. No disrespect to them. But I'm saying it's people literally that's playing with this. You can't play like they be talking about like in sports. You can't play boxing.
Yeah.
You can't go play a brain surgeon. You can't go to the hospital and let me try to see if I can do this surgery. It look easy. Like, no. But people play with rap though.
Yeah.
Like I'm just rap.
Man, remember who was that? Benzino had the Source. Do you think we need something like that again, or you think it's too watered down for the Source or anything like that to save it? Somebody need to have a filter.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Them magazines get a lot of people behind the walls through their time. So I definitely feel like the magazines always gonna be something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who don't want some magazines to read? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like out here in the free world, when you got phones and everything is at the tip of your fingers, I don't feel like people even take time to read.
Man, we're gonna let it go and tune back in, man. You got anything else to say for them?
Stay tuned for part 2, man. M.S.P.
It's coming.
Music, sports, and politics.
Signing out. Cut it up.